All right, guys, so welcome back to another episode. I feel like it's been a minute because it has. We were in Bali. I was in Bali with the team, Christian and JM, and I just got back last night. I was in Bali yesterday. I was in Bali. Now I'm in the Philippines. I'm in the studio. It's good to be back. It's crazy. Every time I fly into the Philippines, fly into the Philippines, I get in the taxi. The drive that it takes to get to our office, which is the center of Cebu, it's like 30 minutes in traffic. It can be like 2 hours. So it's kind of ridiculous. But in that time, I'm always like slightly nervous. Reality starts to hit me a little bit because I remember for a second, like, okay, I run a company and I'm kind of the boss and I have to lead, and there's a lot of responsibility. And it's like every time I come in here, it's like, okay, I need to build up the energy to lead. I need to build up the energy to inspire people. And when I am not in the office, I don't have to do that as much. And it's kind of crazy because over the last week or so, I was traveling. We were filming and we were doing podcasts with so many cool people in Bali. I traveled to Australia for a wedding. I came back from that, and in that time, even though I was always on calls talking with the team in the office here and with our employees worldwide and with the team in the different countries where we have offices, it's like it's not the same as being in an actual location. So I'm excited to be back. I'm happy, and obviously we're doing podcasts every single day because I wanna stay in tune with the things that are happening. I want to record the things. I want to share. I want to. This is sort of like my journal. This is a way that I express and talk about the things that I'm learning, the things that I have experienced, the struggles and the inspirations that I've gotten as well. And so today, what's the topic? What we're going to talk about? Just ask. This is a topic that I get asked a lot about. Let me just take my shoes off here. Just ask. For what does this mean? So like a lot of people ask me, a lot of entrepreneurs, they ask me, Dan, like, how do you have the courage to just ask? How do you get the courage to just ask? How do you get the courage to just do something? How can you go out and accomplish what the things that you've done? And even sometimes I take a step back and I'm like, what did I do? Like, how is this possible? How are we one of the fastest growing companies in all of Asia? How are we able to influence so many people? How are we able to build these brands that impact and sell the products worldwide? Like, how is it possible? And it all comes down to, first of all, taking action, but second of all, just ask. And so I'm gonna give a few tips and tricks that I have developed over the years and advice that I have been given. But one of the biggest things to train yourself to take action. One of the biggest things to train yourself to take action is by doing the small things, is by taking the small steps. So if there's something that you want to do, okay, if there's anything that you want to do or accomplish, you need to ask. You need to ask permission for that specific thing that you want to do or want to obtain. You have to, along the journey of obtaining anything, you have to ask. Like, for instance, when I first started in business, when I first started my first brand, I had to ask people to say, hey, you want to buy this product? I had to ask, and it wasn't comfortable. I had to, in a sense, sell, but I could only do that if I actually first sold myself. I had to sell myself first on the idea, like, yes, I do actually want to do this. And then I had to train myself over and over and over to be comfortable with taking that action, taking the ask, going out and asking. When you build a brand or when you build a community, if you are in leadership in any sphere of your life, if growing is a passion of yours, and I believe every single one of us wants to grow, you have to develop the skill of taking action. You have to develop the skill of going out and just asking. But the reality is it is one of the hardest things to do. And I'll give an example. When I was in Bali, I'm like, even though it doesn't seem like I'm an introvert, when I grew up, I was one of the most closed people. All right. And still am today. I like my space. I like going out and I like just being with myself and not being around people and not expressing energy. And so for me, it's actually very hard. So a few days ago, I was sitting in a cafe. The JM and Christian were with me, and I wanted to just get my coffee. I wanted to get my espresso. I wanted to get my breakfast, and I just wanted to be alone. All right, I just wanted to be alone. And then I saw someone sitting across from me, and I could feel that person was by themselves but did not want to be alone. All right, you know sometimes when you see somebody and they're sitting around, like whether it's in school or something like that, or in any environment, and you see, okay, that person is 100% alone, but they don't feel alone because they have that sort of energy to them where they're like, they just want someone to talk to. And so I didn't want to talk to this person, and I forced myself to. I took myself out of my environment, out of my selfish thoughts for a second. I say, hey, this person actually needs a friend. They need someone to talk to. And so I went and I just asked, say, hey, where are you from? All right. Simple. I started that conversation, and I was actually, after hearing this person's story, I was so inspired about the things that they have done in traveling, and the struggles that he was going through as well in his life, and I was just really encouraged by that relationship and that friendship that I had built, and that wouldn't have come into being, that relationship that me and this guy have now, is if I didn't actually ask. All right. And so sometimes you don't want to ask. Sometimes you do not want to go and do the things that you know you need to do. All right. I knew my intuition was telling me, you have to go and say hi. You got to say hi to this guy because he needs it. And it turned out that also gave me a lot of encouragement for my day as well. But if I didn't ask, I wouldn't have been able to receive that. Okay. And so if you feel that emotion, we're like, maybe I should talk to this person, or maybe I should do this one thing, or maybe I should, go travel, or maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that. All right. Follow your intuition a little bit. All right. Everybody knows what they should and they should not do. But there's a lot of things that we're told not to do. And yet when we do those things, we learn a lot of things about ourselves. Okay. For instance, I'll give you an example. Everybody always says that you should find a stable job. You should go to university. You should find out, you should do these things so that you can have stability and you can help people and you can do this and this and this. And I was told that a lot. But if I didn't travel by myself, if I did not start a brand, if I did not explore different avenues of life, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today. Like, I wouldn't be able to be sitting here on a podcast with you guys. I wouldn't be able to travel the world. I wouldn't be able to cultivate my skills of leadership and cultivate my skills of like building things or creating things if I didn't trust my intuition a bit. All right. So now it's very easy for me to, even though like some environments it's hard for me to do it. Like I always get cold feet, even around, like, for instance, beautiful girls. All right. Christian's smiling, but even around like beautiful people, like I feel, or people that are, let's say, more like on the success ratio, if that is even a thing, people that have this perceived value about themselves, like a famous person, right? I still feel that, but it's a lot easier for me to take action because I do it often. I do it a lot. So if you are someone that feels like, okay, you need to practice this, all right, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a task, all right? And I'm going to keep you accountable for this. So if you're listening to this or watching this, I'm going to do this as well. There's 3 people that you haven't talked to for a while, but you know that you think about them frequently, okay? Like I have this with a few of my friends as well. And after this, I'm going to go send them a message. There's a few people that you know that every once in a while you get that little thought in the back of your head, yeah, I wonder how that guy's doing. I wonder how she's doing. I want to encourage you, when you get those thoughts, all right, because this leads into taking action. When you get those thoughts, go right away. It takes 2 seconds, message that person. Be like, hey, how's it going? I just thought of you. I wanted to see like how you're doing. How's life? It's been a minute. Okay? So do that. When you do that, when you start to take action on the small little subconscious thoughts that pop into your mind, when you do more of those, it'll make it easier, which, guys, just trust me on this one, it'll make it easier for you to do and act on the decisions that are a little bigger and you need to do. All right? I knew I needed to come back to the Philippines. All right? There were some things that were, a few issues that need to be sorted out. And yesterday, I didn't have a ticket in the morning, The boys already went back. I wanted to surf for a few more days and just chillax and be at myself. This is what I really wanted to do. But my intuition was saying, nope, you need to go back because there's things that you need to sort out. And so I messaged Sharon and I was like, hey, can we get a flight? And then I made the decision to come here. I was in Singapore last night. I had a beautiful sleep. I never really sleep good in the airports or in the airplanes. I had great. I landed at 11 o'clock, 11:45. I got on a taxi, got to the office, and I've had a beautiful day. It's been great. The only reason I've been able to make that decision and make those decisions or make the decisions that I know I need to do is by taking those small little baby steps, okay? Starts with those 3 people. There's 3 people that you've thought about a couple times, but you're just like, they're in the back. You just graze over it. Take action on those small thoughts. I've got 3 people in my mind right now. If you don't have 3 people, think about 3 people that you're gonna message right now. I promise you, it will help you with taking action on the bigger steps that you need. Also, the next time you're in a situation and your intuition is saying, go talk to that person. If it's a beautiful guy, if it's a beautiful girl, if it's a guy or a girl that you know that could possibly bring value into your life, or if you see that they need just a little bit of love, if they need a little bit of love from you, if they need a friend, if you feel that, I want to encourage you to just go out and do that, okay? When you start to take action on those things, it makes it a lot easier to take action on bigger things, okay? If you're in an environment and someone gets stabbed, okay? This is an extreme environment. If someone gets stabbed and you know that you can help them, but you don't, it's because you're not trained to take action when you need to. Like, I've been in times in my life where there's been something that's happened around me and I haven't taken action. Like, I didn't right away be like, I'm gonna go help that person. I have. I've been in situations where I haven't taken action when I know I needed to help someone. And then you know what I feel after? I feel terrible. I'm like, what kind of a human being am I? Because I know I should have helped that person, but I didn't. And the reason why we don't take action when we know we need to is because we don't take action when we know we need to on the smaller things. If we don't do things on the smaller things, if we don't ask for the smaller things, how are we going to be able to ask for the big things? Like, if we can't ask for the small things, how can we ask for the big things? When we need help, it is extremely hard to ask. It's super hard for me to ask when I need help. But if I ask on the smaller things, be like, hey man, I need some help with this, or hey, can I do this? Hey, can we meet here? Can we do this? All right. If you keep doing it with the smaller things, it's gonna make it a lot easier, and then it's gonna prepare you for when you need to take an action on something that's big. Boom! It's beautiful. Like, you just take action. Okay. So that's it for today. Let's roll into a bit of news because I gotta get to a leadership meeting. Oh, my favorite. What do we got for news? This is crazy, guys. China is back up and running our office. Our team members are slowly coming in to work, which is pretty cool. But what do we got for news? Ryle.
South Korea on Wednesday reported new cases of the coronavirus. It is the largest outbreak outside of China.
All right.
Coronavirus cases are up to 81,130.
81,000 infected people with the coronavirus.
And viewed by country, deaths are 2,760.
Okay, and Korea is the second largest infected, with quite a few people that have died already. Strange thing, I was in the airport in Singapore, and it's crazy because this time I wasn't. This time I was a little bit more like cautious with what I like. I got a trolley, and I didn't even put my hands on it. I just like put my bag on it, and then I went to the washroom, and then I just like wiped the whole thing down. I'm just like, I took a whole bunch of those paper towels, and I like bucket loads of soap and just like wiped down everything. This virus is going crazy, guys. This is a serious thing now. I mean, it was a serious thing before, but you never know where it could be. 2 weeks and you could be infected. Pay attention to your immune system, because I know even if I get infected, I will survive. I'm a survivor. All right, I will survive. I wish we had one of those buttons. I will survive. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this podcast. Any other news? We got some good news. The good news is we're back in town. If you're in the Philippines, shout out. Come to the office. Come say hi. We're in Cebu. We're going to probably open up an office in Manila soon. We're having a lot of fun. We're launching a lot of brands. We are going to be doing a lot more vlogs. for some of you guys want to start a brand. You want to start a movement. You want to start a business. You want to create. All right. When we create, like I always say, when we create, it brings us closer to knowing the gifts that we've actually been given. You have to test things to figure out which are the things that work. All right. Create more, and impact other people. Like use the things that you create to help other people. Don't just hide them. Don't be the artist that makes a whole bunch of paintings and just hides them in their closet. Don't be that person. Okay? Create and share. Don't be worried to go out and ask people to share your content as well, because that's how you grow. Guys, thank you so much for listening to another podcast. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. For those of you guys who do not know what we've been doing, we have been giving away watches every time, like when it's someone's birthday. Like sometimes we can't give out watches and sometimes we can, because we don't make any money off of it. It's a way for me to give back. So if you haven't got one of these watches already, go ahead and support the cause. All the profits go to 2 organizations that are close to my heart: World Vision and Compassion. It helps children that haven't been given an opportunity like we have. Like, it's our way of giving back. And also, if it's your birthday, you can get one of these for free as well. So just send me a DM. Anything else? That's it. Take a deep breath. You want to take a deep breath? One more. Good night. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.